let me ask you this. What about the benefits for companies like AOL? What do you think companies stand to gain, if that's the right word, in thinking more about working in their community, in becoming more involved in philanthropy?
You know, it's great. I mean, AOL's been working with Greater DC Cares for years, and so you know, you have your volunteer days where employees go out. So we have like thousands of employees will volunteer and go work on different projects throughout DC. And I think the more you're a community leader, the more you do philanthropy, you give back, the better you're perceived. But for me, you know, I work with all our employee affinity groups, so we have a number of different groups, and I'm trying to match some of the groups with some of the nonprofits we work with. And to me, it's just you tell the employees like you know, about these different nonprofits, you know, and these people sit there and they work on the computers all day, they're just grinding. Work-life balance, right? That's become a much more, I mean, you hear the Obama speak about the work-life issue, and so leave the office, get involved, like go mentor a kid, and you know, and the thing is, and through like an AOL, you know, we're out in Loudoun County, it may be hard to match up with a DC kid. It's simple, you do it through email, instant messaging, and what Ted says, touch the person every day. So how long does it take? 5 minutes, you know? So my mentee, I don't see him as often, but we email, we text, we IM all the time, and you're always there for them. And then they have someone else they can reach out to. So I think the more the businesses do that, it's you know, just better for the company, it's better for the employees.
Right. It's really a benefit to everybody.
It is. It's a win-win. It's definitely a win-win situation.
Yeah. Now, what about something that we think about a lot at the Case Foundation is sort of what lessons can be learned from the for-profit world, you know, and applied to the nonprofit sector?
Great question, but really it's like the VPP model, like a strategic plan, right? So I work with.
Can you speak a bit?
Yeah,
to VPP?
Well, yeah. I mean, VPP is, you know, fantastic. It's originally started in 1999 with Mario and co-founded with Mark Warner and Raul Fernandez, and you know, Steve and Gene have been so behind it, along with many of their friends. And you know, it takes these organizations and then it helps teach them business principles, how you create a budget, how you do marketing, how you do the program, how you do the staffing. And trust me, some of the boards I'm on are not very organized, just loosely. And the ones that, especially the one I work with, it's VPP, it's the best board. I mean, it's very organized, it's well run. If we need help, we can go back to the VPP staff for help. So I think applying those business principles, especially in fundraising and development and promotions, is vital and key. And you can clearly see the difference between the organizations that have some of the strategic business skills and some that don't.
Okay. Now, getting back to the people that are actually benefiting from a lot of this great work, and specifically some of the youth. I know you're involved with a lot of things that involve youth. Mm-hmm. What do you say to the youth today, not only in encouraging them to get more involved in giving, but how do you see this generation perhaps looking at giving and involvement a little differently than previous generations?
Great question. So what I tell the kids is, in terms of philanthropy, you do 4 things. You can donate time, donate money, donate time and money, or do nothing. Majority of people do nothing, right? So I'm not going to say it's good or bad. I'm fortunate enough that have time to donate time and money. But what I tell the kids is, they're always like, you know, Jimmy, you're always helping us. What are we going to do? I said, I'm going to call on you. And I want you to give back once you graduate from college, and you can help. And so what I do is I teach a class at Georgetown University. I teach seniors, and I start talking about this. And they're like, well, I'm 21, I'm 22, what do I have to offer? I said, you have a lot to offer. I mean, do you understand these kids in DC? The percentage of DC public high school kids that graduate a 4-year is 6%. And most of these kids, single parent family, majority, the first one to go to college, so they don't even know how to, you know, Princeton Review, what is that? How do I sign up for that? How do I fill out a college application form? They don't know. So I tell these, you know, these young people, you went to college, you went through this process. That alone, you're helping. But you know, they grow up in these different type of environments, and upper middle class, suburban, where they have, you know, 2 parents, college educated, who teach them. The like inner city kids, they don't have that. A lot of them don't have that male role model. And so what I do is especially with my African American kids, I'll take some of my friends that are African American executives, you know, that are lawyers, that are partners, and we have dinner. And I'm like, see, education, work, this is what happens. And you know, getting involved with an AA lead. I didn't know there was an Asian Youth Development Group. And for me, it's great. I remember meeting with the kids the first time. This one young man wrote me this email that night, and he's like, you know what? He goes, I was taught if you work hard, go to college, you'll be a success. I've never met a successful businessman in my life. I thought that was a myth until I met you today. you changed my mind, I want to go to college. I mean, you get that, it's like, whew.
Wow.
I mean, do you get any more powerful than that? You know, it's like,
Right.
wow. And then that makes you want it, because you're like, that's just one kid you touched. Well, you keep getting the word out, you know. And so it's the same thing in the Latino community. You just see the different kids that just, you know, they haven't had it. So all about, it's trying to create a level playing field, which is what we're all trying to do.
And do you see sort of a culture change? Do you see young people
Dramatic,
generally?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, across the board. I look at Georgetown. I had last year 40 students. 4 went to Teach for America. I mean, can you imagine? You know, $150,000, $200,000 education your parents are paying, and then you're going to go Teach for America. I think it's fantastic. And you know, I guest lecture frequently. You know, GW, AU, Georgetown. I just went down to James Madison, and you talk to the students. I always talk about philanthropy and mentoring, and a lot of the emails I get back are not, hey, you know, can you help me get a job, an internship? It's, I want to learn more about giving back. Like you touched, there's definitely been a change. You definitely see it. Definitely see it.
Great. Well, some very inspiring words. Is there anything else you would like to share?
No, I just ask, you know, people to get involved and give back. It doesn't take that much time. You know, I just said, you know, it takes 5 minutes a day, email and IM, but get involved, like help. And I know, like with the downturn in economic times, people may not be able to give money, which is fine. Give time, and there's so much need out there. Teach a young person how to read. You know, you can make a difference.
Well, Jimmy, Lynn, thank you
Great.
so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Really inspiring.
Great.
And we look forward to following
Great.
your work.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Great.